Okay, so I have tried to cover maximum, but still some few things are remaining. But let us see whatever I have covered during this meeting of this learning from the book. Uh, so with the discussion that Dr. Rajkumar has shared, all of you might be now very clear that how deep work is able to help you and how it is important to get you done and add something to you. So I have tried to build a mind map, and through that mind map, I will share my learnings from the book. Okay, so is my screen visible?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so the book is Deep Work by Newport, and the team here did some lot of deep work every day for about 21 days, and that is the exact time that is required to build up a habit. So on 5th we started it, and on 28th we completed, so approximately 26 days or if you 21 days, 22 days. So out of that, Sundays and holidays we had stopped. So not holidays, Sundays and Saturday and Sunday we did not connect. So going into the mind map of it, let us see what we have here. So whatever you learned from Dr. Dukia, can anyone share what is deep work? Whatever you remember about it. So there is a missing of deep work from, I think, from the team. No issues. So at least
See
it's okay
the
now.
core message is that it is the new
Hmm.
superpower. It is the ability to
Right.
focus without distraction on cognitively demanding tasks, which is rare. And
Hmm.
because it is rare, it's extremely valuable in today's economy.
Exactly. So that is what the definition is all about. And you can see deep work is professional activities performed in a state of distraction-free environment.
Yeah.
And here it is concentration to push your cognitive capabilities to their limit. So what is cognitive ability? The capability is whenever you are doing something, you are understanding that what you are doing it, and you are able to implement or put it in use also from what you have learned. So suppose someone is driving and listening to this session now, they may not be able to understand it fully. You might have listened to it what we are saying, but you may not be able to copy it. And with that, this creates a new value. It improves the skill, and this skill, once you improve with yourself, it is hard for others to replicate. Not an easy thing that gets developed by doing the deep work. Now, the opposite of that, which is called as the shallow work, it is non-cognitively demanding. So it needs your full attention, but it doesn't make you remember things like looking into the internet, reading your WhatsApp messages, looking into reels. Those things will take your attention, but it doesn't result in something. So suppose you watch reels for 1 hour, you will not remember exactly what we watched in the reel. So that is how the shallow work is different from the deep work. Now, once the skill with deep work is coming, then it creates deep value because it is quick learning again and again, and it will make you absolute best of to sustain. So that is how the deep work is going to add deep value into your working. So you will learn, once you learn to do deep work, you will learn quick skills, because in the new what you call economy, where what you learned in 2020 will not be relevant in 2025. Things are changing very quickly. Within 10 years, something which was on the peak is no longer required now. So you need to learn again and again, and also you need to make that stuff. So whatever you learned, you need to apply and make that stuff also to sustain your work. So this is the need of the deep value of work, and that is how the definition is going to help you. Now coming to the intro part of the book starts with the example of Carl Jung. So Carl Jung is one writer who is busy with his work in the office. But what he does while he is writing his second book, he wanted free time. So he created one building, two-story building, wherein he used to go and write the book whenever he wanted to write the book. So it was not a vacation; it was something that he planned and did. Similarly, that is during that time he will focus completely on that work. Similarly, the example is given of Woody Allen, who had made 44 movies in 44 years, and each of the movies is first class thing. And making movie, if you can see in India, they make about in Bollywood they make about one movie in 3 4 years. So that is a not a simple thing. Then we give the example of J.K. Rowling while she written now the book Deathly Hallows, and Mark Twain while he written the book of Tom Sawyer. All these people have done a lot of deep work. Similarly, Bill Gates has a concept of thinking big, wherein when he spent this time, he created the internet system, and from there how he developed himself. So this is how the intro tells us that how what is the use of doing deep work, and some big examples also are given. Now, what is the idea? The idea behind the deep work is that deep work is very valuable. So it is going to add a lot of value to you, and it is rare and it is meaningful. So you can see that it is MRV, meaningful, rare, and valuable. So why it is valuable? Because there are three types of people in the new economy. One is the high skilled worker. They have given the example of high skilled worker as a Ned Silver. So what was Ned Silver doing? He was able to predict who is going to win the election, and because he learned how things happen very quickly. Then there are certain people who are superstars, who are like David Hanson, who is a programming superstar. So he was able to do the programming very quickly. And the third category of people are the owners. So they are able to identify where to invest the money and then become a good person or valuable, add value to their own self and become rich or something. Then, how to become the winner in current economy? Then you can become one is that you have to quickly master hard things and then produce at an allied level, quality and speed both. It's not like you produce but with a slow speed. So that is one important requirement as making in the economy how to become a winner in the current economy. Then he tells about the deep work helps you to learn hard things. So it's like deep work when you are doing, it is like the converging rays of attention. When you are focusing your attention, just like from the magnifying glass, when you are putting the rays at one place, then definitely it will burn the paper, which with the same heat it was not able to burn. So it helps you do that. It also helps you to gain the focused attention, and it gives relevant feedback that you are not able to do something. So while doing deep work, this comes in, and this was studied by the people, neurological people, and they understood there is something called as myelin, and this myelin it helps. It's like a fluid. It's a layer of fatty tissue that goes around neurons, acting like an insulator that allows cells to fire faster and cleaner. So whenever this myelin is getting generated, it gets generated when you're continuously working on something continuously. So it helps you to better the skill, and it creates some brain circuits. And how as much as the fatty tissue that is growing around your neurons, you get more effortlessly doing that. So if you are practicing driving, so in the beginning you are putting all your effort, and once this becomes like a long chain or the tissue is getting developed around your brain cells, then it becomes easy to drive. It becomes automatic to you. So that can happen when you are continuously doing deep work. You are putting a lot of focus and doing that. So this is how the deep work helps you to quickly learn hard things. The second argument that the author tells is deep work helps you to produce at an elite level. So he gives the example of Adam Grant. Adam Grant has written very good books, and he also tells that he used to distribute his work. Also, he was a very good lecturer or a professor. People liked him very much. So during the fall season, he used to put all his efforts to answer to his students, be a very good professor, tell them, teach them very well. And during the other season, he used to focus on writing the books and articles. So that way, the Adam Grant was able to produce so many good books. Like he presented some 12, 13 articles in a year or 7 articles in a year, and it helped him to become very famous. So he was able to produce at an elite level. Then he tells about the law of productivity. So this is the interesting formula that he has told. High quality work produced is equal to time spent by intensity of focus. This is just like the formula of force, which is force into distance into load that is applied. So similarly, if you are able to give a lot of focus and amount of focus for the time, you are able to get high quality work. So this is also an interesting part of the learning. Then there is another example which he tells about Jack Dorsey. What is about this Jack Dorsey about? Jack Dorsey is able to quickly get into deep work. So Jack Dorsey can do some work and then he quickly get into the deep work, even though he may be busy. So he is a CEO of 2 large companies, and he made a hall, very big hall, where people can connect with each other and do continuous discussion on learning. So he had so many meetings. He used to write notes, and in the evening he used to summarize those notes. And during the other time, he was serendipitously available whenever it is required for people to discuss with them. Then, because what happened is he was able to create the depth in himself. So some other people used to go into the depth. He was able to tell them what they should do in such a situation as the decision maker of the group. So this is what about Jack Dorsey and how his kind of valuable value addition is shared about. Similarly, this work is a rare work because in the present internet work, how do you know that people are working? Someone is staying in Delhi, someone is staying in Mumbai, together they are working for the same company on the same project. And then how do you know that the person is available? So you need them to respond to certain questions. So that's the demand that companies are now doing. So he gives the example of Facebook and open office system, where the like we understood from Dorsey that he wanted people to learn serendipitously. Then social media availability should be there for getting the focus, and also he gave the example of IBM and instant messaging, where people wanted to connect with each other. So there is one person called as Cochrane, and what he did is whatever emails are coming and people are responding to that, he did a study. So every mail he saw that person is spending 59 seconds to write an email or respond to an email. So the number of mails that were written and the time the person was involved in writing the mail, considering a 59 seconds for each mail, he then calculated the amount of salary that person will earn per minute. And based on that, he came to know that based on the email and the time wasted, it will cost $1 million a year for that company. So this is the kind of value that is there. And because it is very difficult to calculate that value, it has become there. And then there is a person called as Perlow. This person did some study wherein ubiquitous, that means everyone is taken for granted. This is the standard system. So the ubiquitous need to be connected if it is taken. Then Perlow asked the people not to be connected to the internet, not to respond, because Perlow understood that people spend 25 hours out of work hours for being connected, writing emails and all that. So what she did, she told them that don't connect for one full day to the network and let us see what happens. So she did not allow people to get connected for that. And this experiment, when it was done, they understood that there were no clients that dropped from that work, from that project, and those people who were involved in the started enjoying doing the work. With all this in place, the color, why then when the deep work is such important, why do people not do that? Because once you are connected to people, it's easy to search and do. I will give a very good example here. Like a lot of books we have shared in the Telegram in our system. Sometimes I share the book at the beginning of the month, and someone then asks, I want the book, I want a copy of the book, and all that. While someone very quickly responds saying that, see, take this book. Like today, Sanjana asked for a book, and this book was shared in 2022. So I was able to search and give it. But if the book is recently shared, then the person can easily search and get it. But people ask it, and once they do, then it is easy to get the things done than to put that extra effort. So how do I get it? I will have to search from the WhatsApp that okay, I have shared this book sometime. Let me search and give it to you. So in the same WhatsApp group, I searched for 2022 and I found the book placebo available. So because connectivity culture is there, people don't want to put effort. It is very easy to get things done. So that is why it is also given an importance. Similarly, busyness is taken as a proxy to productivity. So if you are showing yourself busy, you are responding to emails, you are responding to things, you are attending meetings, connectivity, and all that, it gives a feeling that you are busy, and people consider that you are very productive. So for that, there is one index named after George Hills. So if person is able to do write articles, then he will have he will have a long career. So if a person is able to reach more than 40 of H index, that means the person has a possibility of having a very long career. Now, while this book was written, Carl Newport was having a H index of 21. Then they tell about the internet connectivity. With all these points in place, the example given is Alisa Rubin. Alisa Rubin was a reporter doing very, she used to go in deep, understand what is happening in the Somalia or African countries and can report back very big reports at the end of the her study. But people wanted her to be available on the Twitter and all that. So she was able to write, but what she used to write, I read this article, it is very interesting. Those kind of things. She just wanted to stay connected to the internet, although it's not required for us. So with that understanding, we come to know that although business doesn't want you to do, no one is demanding you to do this, what you call deep work. People are not asking it, but it is very important you develop your skill so that because it is rare, you will be able to give a result out of it. So that makes the point of because it is not in demand, well, it is not a requirement. So when you develop that, then you have something that others don't have. So you will be able to get better results out of that. So the next part is the deep work is meaningful. So he gives the example of Rick Fuhrer. Anyone remembers that? Those who have read together with me, the example of Rick Fuhrer. Remember that. So Rick Fuhrer is making a sword. While he makes the sword, he has to cut the metal into that particular shape. Then he has to harden it. That means he has to hit it several times in a hot position. And on the edge, he has to hit it with a hammer to make it sharp. And once it is heated, he has to put it in a full oil. And if there are holes in between, so what we call as blowholes in metal, if that is there, then the sword will break. And if it breaks, then it means he has to do the work again. So while he does that, it is very clear that no one will be interested for a person like Rick Fuller that he is connected to Facebook or he doesn't connect to Facebook for 15 days. No one are much bothered. But against that, if a person who is in a knowledge industry like ours, wherein people want to connect based on what is the knowledge, there you need person to be connected to that. So here people want people to be connected with each other. So even then, depth gives a meaningful. There is a meaningful for deep work is meaningful because he gives three different arguments. One is the neurological, one is the psychological, and the third is the philosophical. So in the neurological part, he tells the example of Gallagher, who survived cancer, and this is one of the most important lines that I love from the book. She wrote a book called as Rat after she recovered herself from the cancer. So in that she tells that once the person is having something like cancer, the disease wanted to monopolize my attention. So the disease wanted everything to be focused on that. But this lady said, I am not going to do that. I am not going to monopolize my attention to the cancer. I would focus on my life. So what she did, she started watching movies. She started drinking her martini or beer, whatever it was there, and she started enjoying life. So just like if you see the movie Anand, the person says, Rajesh Khanna in the movie says that Zindagi lambi nahi, badi honi chahiye. So the person did not focus on the disease; he focused on the life. So that was what was done. And as you all know, wherever our focus was, our attention also goes there. So based on that, if the focus exerts significant leverage on your attitude. So they have done study using a fMRI scanner where when that fMRI scanner they gave some positive or negative thought process, the young people were responding to both plus or minus thoughts, positive or negative thoughts in the same manner. But when the elderly people who have gone through their life, they learn to ignore what is not important or they understood that if I focus on this, I am not going to get good results. Their brains responded only to the positive. So that is how the author tells that neurologically, it is very important that you do deep work. You are able to distinguish between good and bad, and you are able to focus that. So where you want to focus, you need to focus, not get diverted. Then he gives the example of psychological depth. So, like author Rajkumar sir was explaining about the book Flow, they did a experience sampling method. So during that, what they understood was that the person to get into flow, he has to get connected to that work very continuously. And what is flow? It is when a person is so much involved in the work that he feels he doesn't feel getting disturbed for food, he doesn't get sleep, he is so much involved. For that to happen, the person should get into deep work. So this is how the psychological part was explained by the author, and this is deep work leads to flow state. So some other philosophical thoughts were given, like making the wheel right and the pragmatic programmer. If you are made a very good program and there is no chance for further connection, that means you are able to get the better thing. And that can be done when you are doing it in a deep work method. You are continuously working on it with a lot of effort. So that is how the author tells about deep work is meaningful. Now this is about the idea of that. Now he tells that based on that idea, how do you get into deep work? So for that, he tells the four rules. Rule one is work deeply. Second rule is embrace boredom. And the third is quit social media. And fourth is to drain the shallows. So let us see what work deeply is about. So he tells that he gives the example of eudaimonia, that is a building that the person is made, in that there are five different rooms, and the innermost room is where the person will focus into 90 minutes of breaks, so that he doesn't get distracted during that work. And if he is sitting in the second room from behind, like the room fourth from inside, that is the office room. where he is able to connect with people. Then the first room is where the person is told about how good results have come out of this book. So similar thing, because physically making that kind of room is difficult, you can have different kind of examples. That example that they have given is about Baumeister. He's written the book called as Willpower. In the Willpower book, while he was writing, he did a study. So whenever person was getting disturbed, he was asked why he got disturbed this time. So one of the five important reasons that people gave was they wanted to have either they were getting disturbed for eating or sleeping, or they wanted to have sex, or they wanted to check email or watching TV or listen to music. So these were the important disturbances that people were able to were getting distracted. And it also is told that willpower is finite. You cannot depend on willpower to get results. So with that thoughts in mind, uh, he says that for the deep work, there are three different kinds of philosophy. One is called as the monastic, the other is the bimodal, the third is rhythmic, the fourth is journalistic. And monastic, he gives the example of person called as Newt. And what he did, he used to write science fiction. So when he's writing a science fiction, he restricted himself away from mails and internet. He doesn't have any email ID or internet connectivity, so that he is able to give depth and able to write so many books. Then he tells about bimodal depth. Bimodal means you are doing two different times. So like we understood about Adam Grant. When Adam Grant is teaching, he doesn't, he is totally teaching. He gives 100% to teaching. And when he is writing the book or writing an article, he gets disconnected from teaching. He goes into that not available mode and he keeps on writing. Similarly, Carl Jung, while he was available in his other big city which was there, he was connected to people. He used to do discussions and all that. But when he was at the Bologna Tower, he used to completely focus on writing his psychological, analytical psychology related books. So that is how you can create a bimodal depth. Schedule time every day or week. Say 1 week in a month, you say, I will not connect to others. Or 1 month in a year, you can say. Or season, you can say, I will focus only on deep work. So that is how you can have a bimodal method. The third is rhythmic method, wherein you finalize that every day I will do something. Just like reading, those people who are not attuned to reading, if you decide that I will spend every day, say 15 minutes in reading, then after 1 month you will see that you have completed one book. So that can happen, and every time you are doing that on the calendar, mark X on that date, so that you are able to do that, and fix that time daily. So that way you can develop yourself. Then there is another called as the journalistic method. So if there is a journalist, then he is able to connect to the people and he wants to get news. And once he is getting time that no phones are coming, nothing interesting on his subject is coming, then he can continue writing something, some big project activity. So the person is able to quickly change over from regular work to the deep work. Then how can you do that? Then he tells that by for doing that you have can start creating a ritual where you will work, how long you will work, how will you work once you start, and how are you going to support the work? Like you keep the water bottle, you keep the material required for the book and all that. Then he also gives an example of a ritual where he is making a grand gesture. Like he tells the example of J.K. Rowling. She wanted to write a book, and at home, because of her children and all that, she was not able to concentrate. So she decided to spend a lot of money, like $1,000 in a day. She spent on a hotel called as Balmoral Hotel, and she took a suit and then suite. I think the pronunciation is sweet. In that suite, she used to write the book, and she finished the writing the book. Deathly Hallows, because she was spending so much time. She was also very consistent in writing, and she spent that time and money giving results. And also, he tells about the example of Shankman. This person wrote a book. He wanted to finish a book, so he was not able to get time. Then he decided he took a flight from US to Tokyo and returned. And in those 20, 40 hours, he finished writing the manuscript of that book. And another way is not to work alone. create a example like hub and spoke method. He also tells the example of the book called as Four Disciplines of Execution. How do you do the business? So for that, you need to focus on the wildly important goal, act on lead measures, have a compelling scoreboard, and create experience for accountability. By doing this, you can together give good results on the work. Then the third depth philosophy he tells is about being lazy. So you can be lazy and get things done because it gives you a lot of downtime. And in that downtime, you can redevelop your own energy. So these are the different things about the depth philosophy that the author tells about and from the rule one. Then he tells about the rule two, that is embrace boredom. Learn to be getting bored, and by doing that, you are able to get the best results. And that can happen when you are not taking a break from distraction, you take a break from focus. So you decide this is my focus time and this is my extraction time. And in that, you decide what is my internet block, what is my other work, and all that. And you can do a productive meditation also in that. Then it tells about splitting the social media. Here you can do a cost and benefit analysis. How much work is required? How much is really important to connect with the internet? And if it is giving you good results, then you connect to the internet. Otherwise, you will disconnect with it because it is not going to give you good results. And full your play. Like if you have 10 hours, decide how what you will do on the internet. Don't use the internet to entertain yourself. Then he tells about setting goals and scheduling every minute of the day. By doing these things, you are able to drain the shadows. He gives the example of a company called as 37 Signals, wherein they started giving the June month as a total holiday to the people, and still they were able to give the same results as earlier. So this is how the author is telling us to do deep work and how it is important and you can get the results out of it. And this is what I wanted to share. I could not fill the next part. And other things like author's intro and all are available. You can see this. I will share this flow chart to you. Yeah, this is what I wanted to share from my learning of deep work. Thank you so much for listening through. And if you want any particular thing to be elaborated, I'm open to that. Yeah, I am done. Want to share anything? You have any questions? I am open.
So, what's your message for us?
What message did you take from whatever was explained from this 1 hour?
Don't don't miss deep work. It's a lovely learning. I really want to take this book and a lot of concepts which really interested me, like eudaimonic and that Shijen Mehele's, the flow intrinsically, motivation, and all these things. I really want to do this book. I've just finished my Think Again. As you were talking about Adam Grant, this book, Think Again, is by Adam Grant, and it's a wonderful book. I just finished it today, and then the next book, I'm yet to. I don't have the PDF with me. But having listened to your deep work, I think I want to commit for your, join you all in the morning session, 5:30, what you're doing. Hopefully, I wish I can join there. So do with, combine with all of you to go ahead with that book also.
Yeah, this one book is completed. We finished reading it yesterday.
Okay, yeah. Very interesting also. Very much interesting, though my network was not that very good as usual, but but still I could grasp a majority of whatever you were telling. So I was just noting down the points. Hope you will be sharing this PDF with us in the group.
We have shared it.
Oh, you've already shared it. Okay.
Yes, at the beginning of the month we have shared it. In between also I shared.
Lovely. Thank you. Thank you so much, Vasu. Thank you so much.
So, answering to Pinanki's question, what is the message that you want to give? I just want everyone to learn to find a way to do a deep work. Because if you see this, what you call mind map, one part is making the mind map, one part is to learn what is to remove from what the whole book and extract what is important. Just like what we learned from the different people here, like Dorsky, who is making a decision maker there. He was able to make a decision. That's why he was CEO for two big companies like Squares and Facebook, and he was able to take decisions. So in the beginning, we need to have depth of the work, need to understand what makes what, and habit of doing deep work should continue. So in the book, in detail, when he goes, he tells about how there is a electronics magazine called as Altair that is published, and this Microsoft Bill Gates sees that a new computer has been formed. So he decides to create that operating system. And to make that operating system, he spent a lot of time in doing that. And between him and the other person of Microsoft, I just missed the name in this moment. So together they were able to solve something. So they were together able to do the programming, but the depth that Bill Gates was able to get into was very high, and he was able to give very good results out of it. So based on the need and the work, we need to identify those places where we need to do the deep work, like writing the summary of this book and putting it into this what you call a mind map. That whenever I open again, I am able to connect to the book very quickly. So this is the kind of deep work. It took 2.5 hours for me to make this deep work, what you call summary of this book. And what the author also says, or what I am also supporting, is that because it is rare, and if you develop that, you are going to give good results out of it. So find the time where you are able to do the best and start doing deep work. 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 1.5 hours. He says that 90 minutes is the best time to do the deep work, wherein you start, you understand, and you go into the depth. And once you get into the flow, it may take, instead of 90 minutes, you may continue for 1 hour or 2 hours also. So I would like everyone to identify certain key skill that you want to develop and then focus on it by doing the deep work. That's my message from the book.
Vasuji, I just need a guidance from you. Is this mind map what you're doing? Like, is it like once you complete the book, the entire book, chapter by chapter, and then you make the mind map, or after every chapter you collect the points and then? I just wanted to know how you make, because I'm not familiar with this, so I thought I can learn it from you. And
see, you can make notes. You can make certain things like the book itself, or whenever you are making notes out of the book, you can keep a note of it in a mind map method, and you can keep on constructing the mind map on a day-to-day basis, or we can create a mini map on a daily basis wherein you write down the learning of the day into a mind map method. And then when you go into making the whole book of a mind map, then you can distribute as chapters, lessons, and all that. But the way I do is I keep writing the things in notebook when I am reading the book. Share my video. Don't know how much it is visible. So I keep on writing that.
Okay.
And after I like that, each day that I learn, I keep on writing my handwriting with everybody.
Okay.
Can
Okay.
see
Yes.
that
Yes.
each day, use different pens to make it interesting, colorful,
Okay.
and
Okay.
you can do that.
I got it.
And at the
Okay.
end, reconnect and
So
take
you
the
you place
photo.
all the every thing together and collectively make a. Okay.
Yes.
Right.
What
Okay.
to leave, that is the decision that is to be made, and then the book is to
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Sir, how do you make it via PPT, matlab in this way?
first you make with hand, then I will share, I will take a session on making this on on this software. It is a software called as Xmind, so you can do that using software called as Xmind. It's a free software, you can do it on the computer. To learn the skill, then how it can be done, you can find your own ways.
Good. So I think it's one of the easiest way to do deep work is to identify where you are actually working deeply, like binge watching or doing some activities, and then identify that how much time you spent over there, and then figure out what made you glued to that, and then just apply the same technique where you want to actually do the deep work.
Okay.
It's like a reverse engineering. For example, if you are in this session for last 1 hour or maybe last 70 minutes, ask yourself how are in this session for last 70 minutes, what you were not doing while you were doing in this last 70 minutes. Just apply the same thing. That is the starting point. Catch yourself where you are actually doing deep work and what you are finding interesting to continue the deep work during that period of time. And then apply the same technique.
Okay.
Otherwise, it will only stay in the book and stay in Vasu's presentation, and we'll keep on clapping and we'll say, wow, what a wonderful session. If you want to make it work for you, start working on you first. If you want to make it work for you, start working on you. That's the message.
Exactly. Exactly what I also said is that identify what is that you want to do the deep work, what is the skill. It's like one easy skill that everyone can develop is to read with them, not just read for the sake of reading, read with
Probably you
them.
don't need to develop that skill. You already have that skill. You only need to be aware that where you are applying that skill and is it worth it or not. If it is not worth it, just leave that and apply the same skill where it is worth it for you. If you look at if you connect NLP with all the books that we read, the starting point is, are you aware of what you are doing? So if you are not aware of what you are doing, you cannot make any difference. कोई possibility नहीं है. You can attend different sessions, you can take different trainings, you can attend great conferences, read wonderful books, watch multiple videos. Yes, attention shift. पहले ये पता करो आपका attention कहाँ पे है, and what is that thing which is drawing your attention towards it. The principle is very simple. If you want to make something work for you, start working on yourself in that area. Conscious deep work, absolutely. So first you need to be conscious, then you know where that how you are applying deep work in your life, in which areas, what results are you getting by applying those things. Like when you are cooking, probably you are doing a deep work because you want to ensure that everything should be absolutely in the right proportion. Otherwise, that food won't taste the way it is supposed to taste while you uh, share it with others. So that is a kind of deep work. Probably when you are driving, you are actually doing a deep work. You have no choice but to do deep work when you are driving. You are left with no choice. When you have to deliver something and you are being watched by your boss, so that is the time you are doing deep work. You forget everything. Even you forget that you have a stomach which needs food to run your body, to send the energy to your brain, to make it work for yourself. And you are still delivering. Observe those moments. That are you doing that deep work spontaneously on your own by self-driven, or it is being driven by somebody else's, and you just want to make sure that the other person should get what that person is looking forward from you. You really need to catch yourself. But this is a
As
message
a,
that this is a message which I got from this book. It's as simple as that. It's all I need to work on myself, figure out where I'm doing deep work and things are not working for me, and I can make the same thing, apply the same thing to make it work for me.
as an exercise to be done, uh, to want to do, get into deep work habit. There is nothing new in this book, if you see. It is only telling how different people have been successful getting into deep work. He gives the reasons for that. And for that, you need not read the whole book. You can read for academic purposes to add a feather in your own cap. But if you take the essence of the book, it is just to convince you that deep work is rare and meaningful. So if you are convinced with the mind map that was shared and it gives you that confidence that it is going to add value to you, I would request you to decide what is the kind of deep work you want to do. Develop the skill. Like Sakshi, who is not present today, she started learning the flute. So that needs skill. It is a skill to be developed and it will be appreciated. If you are going and singing something on the flute, whatever you do, your people will like it. So you decide what is the skill that you want to develop. Maybe you learn a European language or South Indian language if you're a North Indian, or a North Indian language if you're a South Indian. And spend just 10 minutes deep work on that using some simple methods like Duolingo or something. Do it continuously for say 100 days or 200 days, then definitely you will start understanding a lot of new words. Just 10 minutes every day consistently if you are going to do deep work. It is, the Duolingo is such a app that once you keep on doing, it helps you, gives you better examples, repeats so many things, and you can develop the language also. So I have started doing German and I'm spending 10 minutes learning German. So I'm now able to tell people good morning, good afternoon, and how to go, where to go, what is milk, what is oil, all those things I can. Who is what you call mother, what you call father, what you call wife. Those things I am able to at least understand if I see it on a TV or see it somewhere written down. So maybe another 2 years of effort, I may be able to be better at that. So because we are not listening to German anywhere. If it was like Bengali or Hindi, wherein I was totally exposed to Bengali, within 3 months I was able to understand what was spoken in Bengal during my time in West Bengal. So similarly, Telugu, Kannada, I learned very easily because we were continuously in touch with that. And for 1 year, I was in Divya Shakti, where a lot of workers were Odia, and I was listening to them after knowing the Telugu of the what you call the Telugu of the uh, northeast Andhra Pradesh, if I can say, like Visayanagaram, Srikakulam, and the Odia and the Odia. If you see the upper side is West Bengal, the south side is this Visayanagaram and Visakhapatnam, Srikakulam, these districts. So with these two languages, I was able to connect with Odia very easily in my 1 year in this place, Divya Shakti plant. Although it was in Telangana, I could learn Odia. And similarly in Uganda, I learned a lot of Gujarati words. So uh, here I was getting into the depth of that. ये word बोला तो इसका meaning क्या होगा? I used to go into Google and check it. Or the person who knows Gujarati, I used to ask, ये माटे मानी क्या है? इसके वास्ते बोलना है तो माटे बोलते हैं, तो नथी बोलेगा कोई, so okay, नथी माने नहीं है. So I learned Gujarati also in that way. So focus on that, you can easily develop yourself. So what you want to do by doing deep work, you can just share it in the group for getting the attention and the detail of the people, so that you have the accountability on that. So that's what is my message from reading the book Deep Work. Thank you so much for joining. And those who want to start one activity, I can share you the next book is called as Essentialism. It tells you what to do and what not to do. And as you improve yourself in life, it's very important to understand what you don't want. And as you grow up in authority, as you grow up in life, as you grow up with responsibilities, you need to leave something, what you want to let go. So when you want to say no, how do you say no with what is the perfection or without making the other person feel bad? So that is what the essentialism will be teaching. So this is one book you can join for the early morning reading at 5:30 a.m. And for 30 minutes we will read the book. We will summarize it at the end of the week, and maybe at the end of the month we summarize it here on the book. So we are starting the book on 2nd of February, that is Monday. From Monday we will start reading that book. So that's what I wanted to share today. Thank you so much.
Well, great sharing, great evening.
Yeah. Thank you.
So,
Thank you so
wonderful
much,
evening.
Vasu sir, Pinaki sir, for such a wonderful session. And Vasu sir, I could see that I think there is so much of winter, or I don't know. I love your commitment, the way you speak, the way you're presenting the things. And Pinaki sir, you have added a very beautifully how reverse engineering also work. So it is helping me to look at what kind of shallow work is there. And I also read Deep Work only in one session with Vasu sir, and that talked very nicely about in an entire day what kind of work you are doing, and is it a graduate level or is it a normal than that? Then it will help you to navigate. And there goes the shift. What are you really working on? And that just broadens the mind about where are you working, what kind of work you're doing, what are you actually working on. Is it growing, or is it going down? Where are you actually moving forward? So yeah, that was a beautiful learning all by Vasu sir and Rajkumar sir. Thank you so much.
Great. Fantastic. See, I only disagree in one point with the Cal Newport in this book, where he is saying that his opening statement is something like that deep work is rare. But that's not true. The consciousness about deep work is rare. Deep work हम वैसे कर ही रहे हैं. It's not that we are not doing deep work at all. Wherever we are not aware of what is happening around us, that means we are doing deep work over there. The only challenge is that we are not aware of it. So when you are aware of it, then you can channelize that time, that energy, that effort into things that make sense to you. Good. Fantastic. Let's have a great evening. Let's have a good night. And Sunday morning, we will be again coming up with our book, which we'll already reading. Don't believe everything that you think.
Yeah,
Good night.
Greetings, everyone. And Vasu, I want to confirm one thing that I want to start because I have seen the mind maps and summary you have shared of the you are the placebo. So that has really raised my curiosity to read the book. All the days I am just reading and enjoying books with all of you in the morning. So I want to read 5:15 a.m. Sunday. Because after that we are reading Don't Believe Everything That You Think. So 5:15 to 6:15 I want to read. So anybody who ever wants to join that books reading, they can join. And after that we will read together Don't Believe Everything Sunday morning with 2 books. I will be doing because reading
Lot of deep work. Sunday morning deep work.
deep work on 2 books together.
Yeah, so you can practice deep work on Sunday morning.
Start
Sorry?
and take the lead in that book.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to
All right.
start Sunday morning.
Yes, yes, you can go ahead. You have the
Okay.
link available, you can start doing it.
Okay, okay. So recording, is it possible for me also to
You
do
need
that?
not record the daily discussion. You can record
No,
it
no,
at
no.
the end where
That will be the reading only. Okay, okay. Okay. We will see how the things develop. Okay. We will just deeply focus upon the reading only. Okay. Have a
Sure.
great evening. Thank
Bye.
you so much. Bye bye.